For 7 days and 8 nights, my dog Ollie and I set out to explore Michigan's ancient Porcupine Mountains. Long before the Rockies and long before the age of dinosaurs, a massive volcanic geological feature known as the Mid-Continent Rift formed one of the oldest mountain ranges in the world over 1 billion years ago. Throughout the course of time, the Porkies have greatly receded, but they were once nearly as tall as the Himalayas. To this day, they offer some of the most beautiful scenery in all of North America, which I've wanted to explore my entire life. Between camping, cooking, fishing, and hiking, our adventure begins toward the southern shores of Lake Superior. We hope you enjoy.
That's a bite, that's a bite, that's a bite. Take and drag. Are we going camping? Are we going fishing? We're going fishing, we're going camping, we might do some hunting. Who knows what this trip has in store? Welcome back, everyone. I'm Kyle with Adventure Chasing, and this week we are headed out for a true Michigan adventure. Let's go get them. Thank you.
Have a great one.
You too. Is there anything better than a fall drive through northern Michigan with an extra large hot coffee, baby? I don't think so. Well, before we get carried away here, it's time for a Costco run. The adventure awaits. All right, well, I made it out of the danger zone. We got our hunting license, have a few lures. I behaved myself. Now it's time to keep heading north. A lot of construction, a lot of people headed north this weekend, and the wind is blowing at about 30 to 40 mile an hour steady, so there's a high wind escort on the bridge right now. It's taken a while to get up to this point, but we're gonna keep driving a few more hours through the UP, find a spot to pull off on Lake Superior tonight, and we'll get some sleep. Oh my goodness, Lake Superior is absolutely cranking. There are about 10 to 12 foot waves coming in on Lake Superior right now. Curious to see what the big leg's gonna look like this morning. Last night it was big, and I mean like 10 foot big, so hopefully it's a little bit less this morning. Usually if you can hit it when there's like a 2 to 4 foot chop coming in though, it's pretty awesome fishing conditions, so we'll see. Lights off upon entry. Come in with stealth, and oh, we have a perfect surf this morning. It looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. There's about a 3 to 4 foot chop coming in, and I think we're gonna smash them. All right, well, check this out here. I have a big skein of salmon eggs, and I'm gonna tie this up in some mesh netting, and we're gonna go with chartreuse to give it some color in this dirty, rough water. And this is gonna be our bait this morning. Look at those juicy boys. Let's get them out there. Well, I'll show you my setup before I cast out this morning. I have 20-pound test braid on my main line. Then I have a sliding snap here, and I'm gonna clip a 3-ounce sinker onto this swivel, and it's gonna allow this to slide in the waves, and when a fish bites, they won't feel it. I have about a 2-foot leader of 12-pound test fluorocarbon, a big split shot, a hook, and we're gonna put our big, juicy spawn bag on here and cast it out in the waves. Well, the traps are set, and now we wait. There we go. Oh, he's jumping out there, baby. He's jumping out there. Taking line. And we're hooked up. Oh, just burning drag, baby. Oh, this fish is just ripping line. Oh, it's a nice one, guys. It's a nice one. It's a beautiful feeling. Oh. There we go, baby. There we go. Beautiful fall steelhead. My first steelhead of the season. And that is a beautiful hen. Look at that. Nice football. Well, normally I'd like to release this fish, but the action's been slow, and I want one to cook for dinner tonight. What a beautiful steelhead, and my first one of the fall. All right, time to pull them, and we'll head to our next adventure. Wow, look at how beautiful this fillet is. Oh my goodness, this fish is gonna be delicious. We're gonna fry some, we're gonna grill some, and we're gonna smoke some. Well, we're almost to the spot where we're gonna camp tonight, but just off the side of the highway on a little patch of state land, there's a full apple tree, and I'm gonna collect a few of these. Oh my gosh, these are beauties, look at that. Right here, this is our first victim. Gotta give one a taste test. That'll work. Does it feel good to be back in the hot tent? We have a beautiful camp spot here just outside the Porcupine Mountain Wilderness area, and I am stoked for the next few days. We're gonna get camp put together, get an early night's rest, and the adventure will begin first thing in the morning. wood stove is cranking, the hot dogs are on, and this place is turning into a sauna. Everything is all set up and we're ready to go for the next few days here. But we're just gonna have an easy dinner, get a good night's rest, and get the next few days started off on the right foot. We have some monster dogs cooked on the wood stove. What do you think about that? Sometimes you just find that right tree that has the best apples, and that was this one. Well, as you can see, the leaves are just peeling off the trees, and we got a solid inch of rain, if not quite a bit more than that last night. Yesterday when I checked the forecast while I was still at service, said we might have a little light rain overnight, but nothing like what we got. I actually had to get up in the middle of the night and go collect some dry firewood, so we'll be able to cook on and dry everything out here before we set out this morning. Get a little coffee action going. Shaking bacon. Thick cut bacon, a chocolate chip pancake, throw some eggs in there, and this is a Michigan Mountain Man breakfast. Boy. Look at these beautiful waterfalls. Let's go get up to them. What I think we'll do is we'll cross the river and make it to this island, and then we'll have a good vantage point to fish these falls. Look at this. Well, we made it down to the shoreline of Lake Superior, and so far I have not seen a single sign of there even being a fish in this river. Nobody else fishing, so I think we'll head out and go to the next stream. It is a soggy, wet day. Holy crap, the rain is relentless. Well, I just stopped off at camp, and I'm gonna go check out a couple more spots on the shoreline of Lake Superior this evening that I'll be able to surf fish first thing tomorrow morning. But I figured if it's gonna be raining like this, there might not be a better way to enjoy camp than to smoke some steelhead and make a cracker dip. Make nice little steaks. But this is gonna be fire. I didn't even cut this tree, I just kicked it off, but it looks like there's some nice seasoned dry wood at the top. I cannot believe the moisture in here. We're gonna get this tent about 98 degrees and it's still not gonna dry everything out. It's just everything is completely soaked. It's been raining all day, hasn't stopped. And by the forecast we pulled this evening, it's not gonna stop for a while. The ground is made up of pure clay and it's just collecting the water and it's not draining fast enough, which is seeping through every little pinhole and crack and crevice in this tent. So might be a tough night, but we'll persevere. We officially have problems in Gotham City. Look at this. It's like a big sponge bed. There's somebody staying dry up here. Thankfully I was prepared for this, have everything stacked up and out of the water. That's important, so we won't be affected by this. We'll just take care of it in the morning. And this dude is like winning the battle here with bed space. Hop up there, dirty boy. Well, good morning and welcome back. I got up this morning, tied some spawn, and we're gonna go try fishing the shoreline of Lake Superior for a couple hours to start off the day. But what I saw yesterday, we're gonna have rain throughout most of the day again today, it looks like, so we'll make the best of it. I got to sleep at about 8 p.m. last night, so I'm feeling good and I'm ready for the adventure today. Break out the weapons. Oh, it is a beautiful morning. We have some nice gentle rollers coming in. And let's get some lines out, baby. Oh, that's a bite, that's a bite, that's a bite, that's a bite, that's a bite. Guys, I'm getting a bite, getting a bite. Fish on, baby. There's one. We're hooked up, baby. We're hooked up. Take and drag. Take and drag. Ollie, stay back out of the waves, Bubba. Stay back out of the waves. Gosh, this fish is not giving up, baby. He's a nice croaker. He's coming up right here. I have some big boulders just out in front of me here. It's gonna be a little dicey bringing this fish up in the waves. He's flying at me. Oh, it's a nice steely, baby. It's a nice steely. Yeah! Look at that. Oh, yeah, buddy. We got one, baby. Woo! Our first fish of the day and my first fish ever in this new spot. We have put our work in, but I tell you what, this fish is gonna be delicious and we're gonna throw his butt on the grill. All right, we'll get baited back up with a fresh bag and we'll go back out for another one. Round two. God, I just missed a nice bite on this rod. There we go, baby. There we go. We're hooked up, guys. We're hooked up. He's a little bit smaller than the last one, but that's still gonna be a nice eater there. And look at that guy. He's no monster, but hey, that's another one for dinner. All right, time to pack them out. Well, now the work begins and it's time to assess the situation with our camp here. I'm gonna move camp from down in this lower spot where I've camped the first couple nights up to this top spot. When I first got here, there were several people camped in this top spot, so I couldn't take that one, but I gotta move out of this clay trough down here. It's gonna be a mess, and yeah, let's get busy. This is not in good shape. I guess the floors needed a good scrubbing, huh? What would life be without a little adversity? We have battled torrential, and now the heat rises from the Porkies, baby. All right, well, it is time to smoke our steelhead. I have a bag of cherry wood chips here, and I have a stovetop smoker I'm gonna put right on the wood stove, and we're gonna get smoking. Oh, this is gonna be so bomb. Let that smoke just accumulate in there. Oh, baby. Oh, look at that. I've been taking the smoker on and off of the wood stove just so it's not getting too hot. I'm actually going to close this up right now and take it off again. I'm trying to smoke it as low and slow as I can, like I said. That way it just stays moist and that fish just has a great flavor. But we're almost ready. Maybe I'll throw another stick or two in here. It's been an art to get this fire going and keep it going with how wet everything is, but we're making it work. Well, I'm gonna start putting together our cracker dip here. I have some cream cheese, a fresh lemon, red onion, some fresh dill, and a few seasonings I like. I'm gonna put it together, keep it simple, and it's gonna rock. All right, let's break into some of this fish here. Oh my goodness. Well, this is hot. We got to give it a try though. Wow. Bomb. So bomb. I let that marinate for probably about 20 hours. Did not salt it heavily. If you let it brine for too long with too much salt, it'll become really salty. But if you just use a little bit with something sweet like some maple syrup and some brown sugar, whoo, baby. We are rocking and rolling. This fish was swimming in Lake Superior this morning, and tonight we get to enjoy a meal that's a true treat. I'm gonna take a big scoop of our smoked fish dip here and layer it inside the omelet. Get him, buddy. We're gonna go for about a 10-mile hike on the escarpment trail and go check out Lake of the Clouds. I've wanted to come here my whole life. I'll be able to check it off the bucket list today. Look at this beautiful hardwood forest. All right, well, we made it to the top of the first ridge, and look at this view. Oh my goodness, the first stunning view of the hike. Wow. Well, we started at lake level just off Lake Superior, and you can see we've already made it up a good ways, and we still have a ways to climb. Wow, look at this view. And just peeking through the top of the trees, we can start to see Lake of the Clouds. Well, the trail went down into a valley for a while, but now we're back to the ridge and back to the views. Well, I'm trying to hide out of the wind a bit, but we've made it to the base of Lake of the Clouds, and on the right, you can see a beautiful view of Lake Superior. On the horizon, you can see what I believe is Minnesota, and we're gonna hike a little bit farther, but this has just been incredible. To a great day. Wow, look at these beautiful fall colors. Well, right here we have some amazing geological facts on how not only the Porcupine Mountains were formed, but pretty much how all of the upper peninsula of Michigan was formed. Look at this. Bedrock formations within the Porcupine Mountains belong to the Keweenaw supergroup, a thick sequence of volcanic and sedimentary rocks deposited about 1 billion years ago when the Earth's crust began to rift or pull apart in this region. Known as the Mid-Continent Rift, this major geological feature has been traced from lower Michigan across the Lake Superior region and as far south as Kansas, a distance of 1,500 miles. Some 40 million years after the deposition of the first rift rocks, compressive forces uplifted areas along the margin of the rift, steeply tipping the rock layers. The Porcupine Mountains, the Keweenaw Fault, and many other geological features of the Keweenaw region were formed by this uplift. All right, last hike of the day. Come on, buddy. Well, that was so interesting, learning about all the geological history of this area, and I can't wait to hike up to this peak. Gonna get some dinner going, get a smoking hot fire going in this tent. We're gonna get some sleep. I'm exhausted. Ollie's exhausted. He's had a big day, a big few days. He met many dog friends today, met many people friends, and he just couldn't ask for a better doggy day. Well, look at this beautiful morning. Daylight's starting to come in, and we're gonna get baited up. Here's a big boy. Oh, breaking it out with some Triscuits. Check that out. Here we go. Triscuits and smoked steelhead cracker dip. I'm botching the first one. So good. Well, one thing that's very unique about this area is that the very first mineral rushes in the United States happened in the Porcupine Mountains. They came here mostly for copper, but they also found silver as well. And I just find that so unique because that was just such a fundamental base to building America to what it is today. In 1846, the rush is on. America's first mineral rush in the mid-1840s brought speculators, scientific men, capitalists, and miners to Michigan's copper country. Unlike the later gold rush of this country, most of these miners were not looking to get rich. They simply were pursuing employment or a better life. Well, right here's the map, and all these white bars were underground mining tunnels, and you can see how they run in every which direction. Well, off to my right here, we have another waterfall, and I actually read online that there are brook trout and rainbow trout in this stream. So I think we'll have to come back sometime during trout season and do a little micro water fishing. But then off to my left farther, we've came across our first mining shaft. And look at this. Look at how deep this is. You can see it's filled in a bit in the bottom, but it also looks like it cuts to the left and cuts back underneath as well. And I just can't believe how dangerous this must have been to make a living with this line of work, especially next to a river that would certainly be raging in the springtime. There's not much flow now, but you come here in the spring when the snow's melting from the top of the mountains, this sucker would be roaring. Day fine, but black flies devilish. I don't know if you guys watched any of my videos from this summer on Isle Royal, but Oh boy, they will carry you away in these woods. We have more history here, and this makes me have nothing but respect for these workers. The first shafts at the Union Mine. The overgrown rock piles nearby mark location of the #1 incline shaft, now caved in. The opening of the #2 incline shaft is visible across the river just up from the water. A mining tunnel 70 feet under the riverbed connects these shafts. With only candles to light the way, miners tunneled through the bedrock using sledgehammers, hand drills, black powder, and muscle power. Well, right behind me here, you can see this rectangular shape in the rock formation, and they built a water wheel to put here, which was used to remove waste rocks and bring up copper from deep down in the mine shafts. Now this rock formation right behind me here is made up of basalt, which is a volcanic rock also known as trap rock. Now when miners were settling different areas, they looked for this as a key indication for finding other rich minerals such as copper or silver. Well, to send off our trip here in the Porcupine Mountains, I'm gonna make a homemade apple pie with the wild apples that we picked. I gotta say, I've never made one before, but I'm gonna give it my best try here tonight. And I did forget a measuring cup, so we're just gonna be eyeballing things. We'll throw in about a cup or two of sugar. Throw in a splash of brown sugar as well. Mix it all up. And what do you think? Some honey can't be bad in there either, right? And we'll throw a little flour in there too, just to thicken it up once it starts juicing into the pie crust. And then last for the filling, we'll hit a good dash of cinnamon. Mix it around and hit one more. We're making a homemade apple pie, baby. I can't believe it. Okay, that looks good. Time to make our crust. Okay, we'll start with the bottom layer here first. Throw some flour, a scoop of shortening, a few crushes of salt, some honey, and H2O. Okay, here we go. She's coming together. We're getting messy out here. Take this butter and just put a little layer of butter on the pie crust. Oh shit, or a lot of butter. And we're going in. All right, check it out. It's coming together. All right, you ready for assembly? Here goes nothing. Oh, didn't turn out too bad actually. Look at that. Mold in the edges. Okay, then we gotta go for our little slits here to make it official, right? And into the Dutch oven we go. Take a look here. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take it off the main heat and just kind of slow cook it the rest of the way so it doesn't burn. Well, for my first ever apple pie, I think this turned out pretty well. I'm pleased. A homemade Michigan apple pie with wild apples. We're gonna smash brats first, but this will be for dessert. My goodness, come on, baby. Come on out of there. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh my gosh. Here we go, first bite. Oh my gosh, that turned out so good. I'm very pleased with how this turned out. What a great way to end this trip.